All right. Well, I guess this was the thing. I'm not reviewing that Mortal Kombat trailer. I know it was an homage back to the old one, and I'm reviewing that. Mortal Kombat. It was cool in the 90s, bro. Right. But we did get a morsel of goodness. We did. Right? And that is we actually got to look at Shang Tsung for a mere few seconds of what he looks like inside the actual game engine. You can see Frost in the background there, which is pretty cool. And it's interesting actually because, and this is over on Mortal Kombat Leaks on the Reddit, by the way, too. This dude, he's like, we are getting old Shang Tsung. Now, we do know from the leaks, supposedly, that the storyline is going to be set in the past and also in the present. So it could very well be that the clip that we saw with Chronic Itch and Shang Tsung, although that doesn't make sense either. Although it could be. It could be. It may be. I don't know. Wow, this is really doing my head in. Is that from the old timeline, that prologue? Because if that's true, and we're getting old Shang, but he transforms into young Shang, right? Because it's so fast. It's like bang, bang, right? Bang, bang, right? Let's see if I can play it. You'll see it just briefly. We'll go here. So here we go. Ready? Right, it's so quick, man. Now this is where they get the old Shang part, right? So if we go back to here, this is where they're getting like the old Shangers part, Shang Tsung, right? You'll notice this too because at this point he doesn't have his gauntlets on, right? And then they come in, he morphs, and then they suddenly appear. Now, what do those look like to you? What do those look like to you? They look like poison needles. Right? Now, what I think is going to happen, I think this is the way that his weapon system is going to work. Right? Given the position on the forearm, so they're not like right on the wrist. It kind of like starts up maybe about here, give or take. Right? Maybe 2 inches up from the wrist. What I think is going to happen, you can see the hinge. See the hinge there? So these look like there's like poison in them, like poisoned actual daggers. And I think these things are going to flip over. So as he gets into pose, they're gonna go shink shink like that, and then he can like flick them back, which will look badass. I don't want to be like shink shink, like we've seen that crap way too many times. I want this dude to flip that shit like a old mobile phone. He's like fling, flick, flick, right? He's gonna be like flick, flick, like that, right? Listen, man, I'm having fun. All right. So that's what I reckon. That's what I reckon's gonna happen. Okay, there we go. A bit more clearer image of Frost. No one cares about Raiden. I'm just saying, man. Like we're all here to look at Shangers. This is Shangers' video. He hasn't had anything done about him at all, except for walking out of a portal. You know, pre-order me now. Anyway. So I reckon it looks great. It looks amazing from what we can see of him anyway. He looks pretty bodacious. Pretty bodacious. Pretty grouse, bro. I'm gonna bring all those words back. All them words back. We're bringing them all back, right? So yeah, it looks, and you can see, yeah, you can actually see it. So he's probably old, and he's morphing forward, right? You'll notice here. I'll see if I can just as best I can. Yeah. So see how like his fingertips are glowed. So what happens is he's morphed forward, right? Very much like I liked. You know what I liked? I liked the morphing special effects that he had in the '95 movie. Actually, I thought that was pretty cool when he was portraying Master Boyd. So yeah, you got Shangers there, right? You can kind of see like it kind of like traveling down his arms, and then his weapons start to appear. They look like poison daggers, like poison like claw blades. I know. Obviously, we talked a lot about John Tobias and a lot of his influences. I think one of those movies was Enter the Dragon. I think somebody also said that in the comments. Shout out to who that good fellow was. And Enter the Dragon, of course, had those claws. Now, that would really suit Shangers. Now, I know he had, like, claws crap in MK11, but MK11, we don't talk about MK11 anymore. It's just, right, that's horrible, right? That game is AIDS, right? So, I reckon they've gone to a more traditional, but also a more harken back to Enter the Dragon. And the way that these are positioned, it looks like they're going to flip forward. Shut up, right? This is cool, man, right? This is the stuff that gets me out of bed in the morning. Actually, what gets me out of bed in the morning? Could have got a pee. Anyway. But it looks like there's a bit of green there. Now, either that's just part of the tinge of the actual, like, each blade, or there's poison in them, which would be pretty cool. Right? So he activates the poison in them. When he slashes you, not only do you get injured, but you also start dying from it as well. It kind of leads fully into how Shang Tsung would be, given what we've seen already. He's a snake oil salesman and stuff like that. So he will try and probably do anything he can to get an up on someone in a fight. And I reckon they're going to flip forward, man. He's going to be like, whoa, and then they're going to go ching, ching, and like this, right? And then that way they're out of the way. Like when he doesn't need him, they'll be like shing, shing, you know, shing, shing, shangers, right? That looks so good, man. You can see there too. You can see this, like obviously it's attached there. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you can see it looks like it's I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe he's just got big ass hands. I don't know. It looks further up the wrist, forearm anyway. He looks great. So it looks like what the Redditor was saying, was that we are going to be getting basically an old into young version of him. Now, what would be really interesting, I'm kind of liking, I do like this tech that they are using with Reptile. I think they can open up a few graphical doors for portraying characters. Now, Shang Tsung, we've known him as either old and young. So what if they're like, well, you know what, we did it with Reptile, let's do it with Shang Tsung. Right? That would be pretty cool. I also wonder too, like, if there's something like really special about Shangers that they're keeping under wraps this whole time. You know, like there's something very cool about him that they don't want us to know just yet. But this looks badass. I'll give it that. It looks badass. Anyway, guys, I've got a few more videos coming out because I was covering like this Brazil Amazon leak or whatever it was, and what they actually got pulled down from Reddit, but I've still got the thumbnail done, so I want to talk about that anyway because I'm curious. Curious George. Anyway, catch you next time.